The Soybean School on RealAgriculture.com is brought to you by Pride Seeds, Nodulator Pro, and Cruiser Max Vibrance Beans.
Kelvin Heppner with Real Agriculture, joined by Dr. Mario Tenuta of the University of Manitoba. And Mario, soybean cyst nematode, we know it's in other parts of North America where they grow soybeans. Here in Western Canada, in Manitoba specifically, has yet to show up, but like we've talked about other times, it's a matter of probably when, not if it will show up here.
Right, Kelvin. It's made a steady climb northward along the Red River. It's in North Dakota, Minnesota, and actually two farms pretty close to the border, the Canadian border, with North Dakota is present. So we've been working hard in terms of with support from the Manitoba Pulse and Soybean Growers and WGRF to do surveys. Done 2 surveys in the past that were negative, surveys on commercial fields, farmers' fields, and we've also been doing field scouting in the summer. So fields that growers have said are poor performing soybeans, stunted soybean. We've gone in there, looked at roots in the summer, and they've been negative. Now we've done a 3rd soil survey just starting this past fall, where we sampled 28 commercial fields in Manitoba, and we've extracted those soils for cysts, and right now we're examining. We always find some cysts, but they do not, so far they've not been soybean cyst nematode. They've been cysts of native cyst nematodes that belong to a different species. So we have to, the work is meticulous, takes a lot of work to go through the extractions and then to do the molecular analysis to do the species identification, what cyst it is. So our analysis will probably be wrapped up around the end of April, and then this summer we'll be doing more scouting of problem fields. So for you out there, if you have some problem soybean fields, a long history of soybean that are not performing well and they used to perform well and you're not quite sure why and you're stumped, give us a shout at the university, talk to the Pulse growers, talk to your Manitoba Ag rep, and we'll come out and check out those fields. And in the fall, we're going to do another round of intensive sampling of different fields for soil samples.
So is it possible that it is here and we just haven't found it? And along with that, then what should growers be looking for in those fields where the soybeans are underperforming?
So can it be in Manitoba? The answer is yes, absolutely it can be here. Is it here and we don't know about it? That's a possibility. So, but we've done decent effort to look for it, and so far it's negative, which is a good thing. And the whole idea is we want to catch it early on when it gets established, rather than when a field has got really high populations and there's really yield damage, and then it's a different kind of strategy for management then. So we want to catch it early on. That's the key thing for us. And there was another part to your question. What was that?
Just what should growers be looking for if it is here? What would it look like?
Yeah, that's the problem. So in other areas, soybean cyst nematode damage goes undiagnosed and misdiagnosed. It's not till people are really stumped. They try different remedies and different solutions, and but then somebody finally stumbles upon that it was soybean cyst nematode, and then the problem is clear. So what should grower be looking for? It's challenging. Okay, you look for stunted plants, canopies that close later than they should be. You look for yellowing and chlorosis. Those are some of the key things there. And looking for patches in fields with these symptoms. Some of those patches could be sandier spots. In some cases they can be depressional areas. It's not quite, so sometimes you would think that it could be related with lack of water or too much water. So it gets confused. Sometimes you get it confused with iron chlorosis. Okay. Other aspect is that it can very much be associated with fusarium, sudden death syndrome as well. Other places they go hand in hand, cyst nematode and SDS. So there's there's those symptoms in the field to look for. And the last thing is you can go in and dig your plants with a shovel, with a spade, gently to lift out the root system. I encourage people to place the root system in a bucket of water so that the soil can gently wash off, and then look at the roots. You'll be looking at the roots in mid to late July, and you can go out several times and just scout for those poor performing areas, and you'd be looking for little small whitish objects on your root system. They are not to be confused with nodules, which are much bigger. These are smaller than nodules, and we hope to do some training on that. We're doing some more talks this winter, get the word out on how to scout, and there's some documentation at the Pulse Growers website on SCN management and scouting.
Okay. So when it is found here, how should we respond then?
Well, probably our first response when we find it will probably be to call in the Air Force and to do a quite a thorough bombing of the fields. And so we'll have to put leaflets down, drop leaflets down first, and get the population in the area to disperse and get away from there. Hopefully we can do that in an orderly fashion, and then we'll bomb the heck out of the fields. Okay. Then we'll go into management where we'll continue to survey for soil and to find out, resample the fields that were positive or a field that was positive, find out the number, find out the distribution in that field of where in the field the cyst nematode is, and find out what those levels are of the nematode. If they're in very low levels compared to high levels, that's going to affect in how we work with the grower in terms of managing so we don't have a yield loss. We'll probably talk to them about rotations. We'll probably talk to them about using resistant varieties of soybean, and we'll probably talk to them about biosecurity, so to limit the movement of the nematode off the field. Now, this is not a regulated pest. Their field will not be quarantined. And by the way, I was just joking about the bombing of the field, okay? Yeah. So nobody freak out about that. So it's not non-regulated pest. Nobody's going to be closed down or anything like that. But we'll work together with the growers and the university and Manitoba Ag because we expect to be eventually go to a management phase, and we'll probably be doing surveys, and probably soil sampling will be something that growers do like they do for fertility.
Okay.
Yeah.
Similar to what we do for other pests, or starting to, I guess, with clubroot kind of thing?
Yeah, exactly like that.
Okay, cool. Thanks for your time again, Mario.
Thanks, Kelvin.